Hi guys, my name is Krishna and today I'm gonna teach you what collections in Salesforce make you clarified with what are the types of collections and how to go about with the syntax and writing for the different types of collections. Okay, so again, my name is Krishna, and if you have any questions based on the video, you can mail me on krish13.salesforce@gmail.com, and any question regarding Salesforce is also welcome. So today our agenda is collection in Salesforce. I guess if you have seen my previous video, you would be aware of variables and different types of variables, and I'm assuming you all know what variables is, and I'm going forward with the collection section. So just to go with what variables is, types of variable, you have primitive variable, object variable, collection variable, and today we're going to talk about collection. So pretty much you declare a variable. So you have a space in the memory and you are going to save something in that memory. So if it's a number, then it's going to be integer data type. If it's a name, alphabets or alphabet combinations with numbers or alphabets, then it's going to be string. So in your the computer's memory, where what we're going to save, if it's a number, then the data type of the variable is going to be integer. If it's a string, if it's an alphabet oriented string, if it's true or false, that if it's only checks the true or false of a statement, then it's going to be, if that is what the variable is going to check, then that's going to be a boolean data type. Then you have double for decimal, long for longer digit, date time, ID. I've discussed this in detail in my previous video. I request you to go watch that if you have more doubts on this. But let's go ahead to collections, and object is another video which will be coming up in the upcoming video, but right now we're moving to collection. So you guys know what collection is. Collection in general, it means a group of things. So let's say a group of things. So what do you want to do on a Sunday? I want to have breakfast in bed. I want to go for shopping. I want to go for golfing. I want to go for bowling. Or you have a list of things. So all those things together, a group of things, is called collection. And different types of collection is a list, a set, and a map. So let's start with what a list is. So the definition is, a list is an ordered collection, highlighted. It's an ordered collection of elements that are distinguished by their indices. So what that means is, so you said, what are your plans on Sunday? Number 1, breakfast in bed. Breakfast in bed. Number 2, lunch at restaurant. Number 3, shopping. Number 4, say golfing. Or 5, bowling. Number 6, movie. So you see, you made a list of items you want to do on a Sunday, and do you see, number 1 is, number 2 is, number 3 is. So this is in indices or index. So each index has an item. So, and these is an ordered collection. It goes in an order. Now if we're doing this in an Apex, in a Salesforce Apex class, on Apex code, we are entering a list, and to the list, if you are entering breakfast, lunch, shopping, golfing, bowling, movie, then it's going to come out the same way. It's an ordered collection which is distinguished by the indexes. So now I'm going to go ahead and show you the pictorial representation. You see, index 0 is connected to red, index 1 goes to orange, index 2 goes to yellow. So it always starts with 0. The first one is 0, the second one is 1. So suppose you have three objects. You say you have red, you have orange, you have green, and in the while coding you delete red. Then if you delete this, this is going to be 0 and this is going to be 1. So automatically the first, whatever is the first, is 0 indices, and that contains the value. Okay, now let's go ahead and come back. So you understand how the connection is. So that is why it's called ordered collection distinguished by their indices. So now what it means by duplicates is a list can have duplicates. So I'm saying you, like for example, you saying let's go with a realistic example, a bank. Take a situation of a bank and you have account holders. Okay, so say let's take 10 okay, no, bank employees. Let's just go with bank employees for time being. Okay, bank employees. I'm gonna write down 10 employee names of Bank ABC Limited. Okay, so let's say there is a Tom. There is a Tom in the bank. There is a John in the bank. Then there is a Matthews in the bank. There is a Kim. There is Dory. There is Dory. There is Kasparek. There is another Tom, and there is another John. So do you see there is repetition of John and Tom names? That is possible. It can have duplicate values. Now I will further go ahead and explain what a set is, then this is going to make more sense so you can understand. Okay, so what a set is an unordered collection of elements that do not contain any duplicates, which means the values must be unique. It cannot have a Tom and a John already with another Tom and a John. So in that kind of cases, what you give a set is those values which cannot be duplicated. For example, your office employee ID, okay, or a bank account holder. A bank account holder, his account number and another bank holder's account number will never be the same. Those are unique numbers. So in that situations which cannot contain any duplicate values, you put that collection as set. And where it can have duplicate names, then those collection you put as list. Make sense? Okay, I'm guessing. Let's go ahead. So say social security number, that cannot be duplicate. You don't have two social security number for two different, you don't have same social security number for two different people, right? Same way, employee ID, office ID, account number, those are all, you cannot have duplicates, they are unique. So say employee ID, I put, you have a HD101, HD109, HD103. I'm entering these into the list, into the set. HD103, HD101, HD107, HD107. When you print this set, although you keep entering into the system all these IDs, when you actually see your set, you will only have these four. The repetitive values do not get saved to the set. Make sense? Okay, so now, so pretty much it's just going to be different names in a memory. Now going further with maps. Map is a collection of key and a value pair. So it's going to be a key and a value, and the key is mapped to a value. United States has a currency of $. So it's like, you know, if you want to connect between office ID and employee name, So this particular office ID has this particular employee name. This is the office ID of Johnny. HD981 is the employee code of John. This is the employee code of Tom. This is the employee code of Tom. So this means this value is mapped to employee John. That is why it has the name map. It is map, and it always comes in key and value. It comes in a pair. It comes together. You don't have it separately. You can't have just key for a map without the value. Okay? Now if you give without that, it'll by default take as null and put value null over there. So now you saw the office ID and John. Now going into detail. So this is the most powerful type of collection, and it always works as a pair of elements, never a single value, like I told you before, and its format is key and a value. Now explaining that, you see this, right? Office ID. These cannot be duplicated. This is going to be unique. If it's unique, then you put it in a set. The collection becomes set. Employee name. Names can be different. So that becomes, you can put duplicate. If you put a set, if you put unique names for this, you won't be able to add duplicate names in a set. Then you can't have, you can't say all the 100 employees in a company is going to have unique name. No two names are going to exist. You can't say that. So when there is a situation where duplicate values are going to be, then you definitely put your collection, that group of things, in a list. And when you know it's going to be unique, you can't have duplicate numbers. Social security number, passport number, ID number, any unique numbers or any unique string or numbers or anything which cannot be duplicated, then that group of things you have to put it in a set. So this key is more like set and list, and the value, this is value, sorry, that's value, and value is list. Okay, you'll understand more as I go further. So key is like set and value can be duplicate like list. Okay, now we have keys and value. So now you did see this, right? So this right now is string. It can be 101, 102, 103. It can be a integer. It can be any primitive data type. This can be string, or this can be integer, or it can be any data type. So that does not have any restriction. Same goes with list and sets as well. Any integer type can be used for both list, set and maps. There is no distinction. So now I'm going to tell you the syntax for list. Oh, I did yes, so syntax for list. Let's go ahead. So now what I'm going to show you is we're going to make a list of strings, like a list of account holders name in a bank. Oh no, let's go with the list of employee names. Employee names in a bank. Okay, so then names, which means it has to be string, correct? The list has to be a string. So now how you define is list, angular bracket open, string, close. So now you're saying is a string list with the variable name. Just say my list. I'm just giving for now my list. So I've defined a string list, name my list, and I'm going to create a memory space in my storage for storage. So it'll be new list string and semicolon, parenthesis and semicolon. So now this tells you the list is a string, the variable's name is mylist, and new and by this statement you create space for it in the memory. So let me see if I have a free space. Yes. So when you create that way a space in the memory, it's created. And so the name of this is my list, and then it'll be like 0 and the position. So it's only that, you know, space is created, nothing, we've not entered anything. So my list is created. Now as you keep adding values into it, it will as needed, it will upgrade the memory and go on. Okay, this is the index 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. So as needed, it'll keep upgrading and going on. So now I'm going to see, that is the syntax of list, and same is the syntax for set, just that you say set a string, and say if you want so this here, it can also be list integer, list boolean, list id, my list. You can have anything, okay, the data type. So new list integer, you close, and then parenthesis. So in the above list string my list, in the my list you enter is Ellen, Kim, Lee, these kind of names, only string. In the integer, what you can enter is, because you've put an integer list, only numbers you can enter. You can't enter any string, okay, you can't enter any alphabets. Now set string. So we were going with the syntax of set. So first you set we're going to a collection of, let's go with same employee name. No, employee names are not unique, it can be duplicate. Collection of account numbers of a bank. Yeah, so set account number of a bank is integer. If they have alphabets in it, you can then put string, but as far as you know, this is 0, 1, 0, this is 0, 0, some long account number, so that's an integer. So set integer, my set. You can give any variable name, like for example, for this, when you say account number equal to, so it's your wish, you can put whatever name you want. This is so that you know, to understand my set is equal to, how do you go next? Same, new set integer, close the angular bar, open, close, and then semicolon. So your set is there. Now map has a key and a value. It's very similar, you know, a key is mapped to a value. So how you go ahead is map, you open. Now comes the, oh my god, yeah, okay, so now comes the important part. So what you see here is, you see office ID, this is the first key, correct? So here this is a string, HD890 is a string, so this is going to be a string set. Now this, the values is John, Johnny, it can be duplicate, you have Tom, John, John, so you can, this is going to be a list, and this is an string list, and this is an same string set. So how you write the syntax of a map is, map data. This is, I'm going to explain, then I'm going to show you. Data type of key, comma, data type of value, and then you give the variable name equal to new, same. So is there a confusion? You're clear with that, right? Oopsie. Yes, so you have is map data type of key. What was the data type of our key from the example? Data type of the key is, it's going to be string set. So we're going to put it as map string, comma, what is the data type of the value? Data type of the value is John. Johnny is a string again, so we go is string, close. So our map is a string map, and my map is a variable name equal to new, same like the other set and list, map string comma string. So you've declared your map. So now you saw the syntax, and so the map string comma string, it can be an integer comma string, string comma integer, integer comma integer. So it's based on your map. So suppose your map has employee name coded to employee number and phone number. So then that's going to be employee number integer and phone number is going to be integer. So it'll be map integer comma integer. Okay. So let's go ahead and see some of the functions have to do. Okay. So first you go to your Salesforce org, and then under your name you go to the developer console, and inside the developer console you go to debug, open executive anonymous window, and then we went over this in the last video, so I'm sure you know this already. And now we're going to start with the list and we're going to program. Okay, so this is going to be really easy, so feel free to relax and watch and observe. So the key thing in coding, and Apex is really simple, but the key thing in coding is to understand logically. Once you understand logically, it's going to be easy. So declare a list. Now what we're going to do is list of account holders in bank name. So we're going to create a list for account holders in ABC Bank. So it's going to be the names of the account holders, and that's going to be a string. So how do we go? List, it's a string, string list, and then account holder equal to new list string parenthesis. So now we've successfully declared our list. Now how do we add values to the list? Add values to the list. So that is going to be, which list are we going to add values to? Account holder. So account holder dot add, and then us is a list, so we're going to add string. Us is a string, so we're going to add string. So account holder, first account holder is Tom. Now account holder dot add Jim. So what happens is when I do add this, it will be index 0 is going to be Tom. Let me put that in comments. So what this is going to be is at index 1 it's going to be Jim. So same way I'm going to create, let's create just 3 and go ahead with that. Okay, holder dot add, and I'm gonna add Tim. So that means in position index 2 you have Tim. Now like I told you before, to see the output, system dot debug is the function, and you put parentheses, and whatever comes inside these two codes, it gets printed as is. So I'm gonna do my list is, and then when you to this code you want to add something, so you put the concatenate button, which is add button. So you're saying I want to add something to that string, adding the list. So what is the list? You want to show the list account underscore holder, and then what you do is you execute, and then you go to the developer console view and you put here debug only. So you see my list is Tom, Jim, Tim. So you see the list now. Now next is so now we saw how to do for the list. We created a list and we added to the list. Now same goes with set. How are we going to declare a set? Declare a set. So we know set for let's say employee ID set. We're going to declare a set for employee IDs in a bank. Employee IDs of employee ID of bank employee for bank employee ID, employees ID. Okay, so set when it's an ID or not. It's confusing. Bank account and number. Okay, so this is account number, you know it's an integer, so integer, and they are unique, so we always go for set. So now set integer, and then what is the variable name we can give is account number equal to new set integer. Okay, so now we have declared our set, and now we're going to add values to our set. Account underscore num dot add. For numbers you don't need code, so you're just going to give 0102 account number dot add. I'm again giving 0102. I did tell you duplicate numbers cannot be added, so let's see what will happen if we add duplicate numbers. Okay, account number dot add 1020, and let's create 4. Although we have 4, it's only 3 numbers in the list because one is repetitive number, and you know we can't have repetition 1030. Okay, now we're going to see the output of this. So it's always the system dot debug function where you can see the my set is, and then you put plus, and you want to put the set, display the sets, account number, and let's go see what it's see. Yes, so on the developer it's loading, and then you go press the debug only, and you see my set is 102, 1020, 1030. What did you observe? This number is not come. And I want to show you one more thing. Account underscore number dot add, and I'm adding say 0103. Okay, and I'm changing this 20 to 30 and the 30 to 20. Okay, so you see, right, 0102, 0102. Technically this is repeated, so this shouldn't come again. Then it's 30, 20. So I want you to see the order of the numbers, and when I execute and when the output is shown, I want you to see. Do you see 102, 1020, 1030? It has come arranged in the numerical way, which means your set is does not have any index or particular, like 0 index is 102, first index is 1030. No, it does not have an index. So when your set gets arranged in a very unique, it's a unique number, it gets arranged in a numerical order. Now we're going to the next map. So for map declaration, you're going to have a bank account mapped to the holder name. Okay, so what do you think? Map bank account is going to be bank account number mapped to holder. So bank account number is going to be integer, right? And mapped to account holder name. Holder name is going to be string. So our map would be map integer comma string, and I'm going to give bank details. Bank detail as the variable name of the map is equal to new map integer comma string. Okay, so now we have declared the map. We're going to add values to the map. So unlike how we added values to set and list using the add function, in map it is put function. So how it's going to be is bank underscore detail dot put open. First one is integer, so you don't have to put it in quotes, comma. Next is string, so it comes in the quotes. Let's say 101 account number goes to Tom. Dot put 102 comma Lee. I have a lot of Chinese neighbors, so kind of Kim Lee is like my favorite name. Bank underscore detail. Always make sure you write the correct variable name and you don't confuse with that, because that is very important. 102 comma Kim. So now I've put 101, 101, 102. Let's see what the output is going to be. Can we have repetition in this key value or not? Okay, system.debug my map is plus, what is the map variable name? Bank underscore detail. So the more you practice, it's just going to become easy for you and you will get more familiar. So let's see debug only, and you see the key is always set. It cannot have repetition value. So now I'm going to change it to 10. 102 and 103. Execute, debug only, and now we have 101 equal to Tom, 102 equal to Lee, 103 equal to Kim. So this is your list, this is your set, and this is your map, where a set is mapped to a list. Make sense? Okay, so now let's just remove the map and the set from here for some time, and then I'm going to take a list as an example and show you some functions how to perform them. Okay, so I'm going to paste them in the notepad. Okay, so now some functions which I'm going to explain today yes, so we just saw the map adding, how to add, that's add for list and set, add for list and set, and map, it's put function. Okay, now how we're going to retrieve. So next what we're going to see is how we are going to retrieve an item which is in the list. Retrieve item in the list. Okay, so now we put add to the list to add the value. Now same account holder dot get Tom. Oh no, you can just put the index number. You say you want the fourth, you don't have fourth, so let's say you want the third person in the list. Then you can give account holder dot get 3. When it's a third person, 0 1 2 1 2 3, so it's going to be 2. You have to get 2. So get is the function. Now using this function you get Tim, but you have to assign the Tim to some value so that you can display it. So what I'm going to do is, Tim is an integer string, so string duplicate name, just a variable, and then duplicate name is equal to account holder dot get 2. So it means dup name is now the second position name. Now I'm going to display it. System.debug third person in the list is dup name. You can also say you have another string called name, and name, no, you don't need that. Yeah. This is just out of the blue, it came to my mind. I'm just going to try that. Name equal to account holder dot get, and then in the quotes you're giving the name Tom. Let's see, system dot debug this does not have any purpose, but I'm just giving to show you that that is also possible, plus name. Okay, so we're executing, method does not exist, void string name. Yeah, basically you're getting Tom, and this does not have any. Yeah, so right, so now going ahead, I'm going to show you that the dup name, we're getting the third person in the list. executed, and debug only. So the third person in the list is Tim. We tried to get the third person and we have the third person. So third person 1 2 3. Okay, so retrieve is done, and retrieve you do it with get function. Next is you want to set a value in a particular position. So say you want to set a value in a particular position. Say you want in third position you want Tim. Instead of Tim you want Jack instead of Tim. So how are we going to replace that? Account holder dot set the position 0 1 2 2 what do you want? Jack. So now you have Jack, and then now we're going to system dot output it and see system dot debug. My new list is plus account holder, and you're going to put the semicolon execute, and we're going to go to the developer console, debug only. Do you see my new list? Tom, Jim and Jack. Tim is replaced by Jack. So to replace or set another value, you're going to use the set function. Now next is how to remove. Now you want to remove all items in your list. Now in that case you're going to go with a clear function. So account holder list, account holder list is something I want to clear, so dot clear, and now we're going to output and see system dot debug. My list after clear function is, we're going to put the show the list. Let's see what comes out. So you execute, go to the developer console, debug as usual, and then you see my list after clear function is it's clear. You don't have Tom, Jim, Jack, no one in the list. So now say suppose you just want to remove one person off the list, like an employee leaves an account holder closes the bank, an employee leaves the organization. You just want to remove one particular or some particular items in the list. Then in that case it's going to be account holder dot holder spelling is right, yeah, dot remove. Say I want to remove where's our list? Say I want to remove first Tom. Remove Tom from the list. Then I would say account holder remove Tom is in the 0th position, 0, and then let's output and see our new list. System debug my list okay, we're going to execute. What error did we make while think I made a mistake. Let me just check this as well. Yes, so you want to remove Tom, so you give the name Tom. Okay, I'm sorry about that. So Tom, capital T, capital T. If you remove small t, it's not going. If you work small t, it won't come. So capital T, and then execute. Method does not exist. What did we do wrong here? Account holder dot remove Tom semicolon, correct. System debug my list plus account holder. Yeah, we were trying to remove. Okay, give me a minute. I'm just gonna it's 3. Yeah, so I'm sorry, I'm really sorry about that. There's some confusion. Account holder dot 1 should actually work. So spelling mistake I would have made somewhere. Let's see what is the error. List exception, list index out of bounds. You know why? We do not have anything in the list. We just cleared our list here. So now we have none in the list, and you can't remove something which is not there already. So we're going to add our list again. Okay, so I'm just going to add some members to the list again. So see, you have to logically think, and as you keep thinking logically, you will understand what mistake you made and you can overcome it, and coding becomes really simple then. So you see, now I've added to the list, and then I'm trying to remove the first one, and then let's execute now. It's clear. And debug only. So you see, now my list is Tom, Tim. Which was the number we removed? Item number 1, index number 1, Jim. We removed Jim. So what we have is without Jim, Tom and Tim. So that's correct. And then let's see if we can do the Tom. No, you can't. This function, you can only put a number here, index number. Okay, so now that we've clarified. Now next is you want to check if you want to check the size of your list. So how you do is, now integer length, you just declaring a variable. Now that length is equal to account holder dot size. Size is the function. So now when you give this account holder dot size 0, 1, 2, but we've removed 1 already, so the list would be 0, 1 and 2. We only have Tom and Tim, so the size of the list is 2. So with this function you get the answer 2 here. That 2 is equated to the integer length. So now the length has the value 2, and now we're going to display the value size of my list. Now you're going to display the size of the list by displaying len length variable. Okay, and we're going to check. So our answer must be 2. Did we get 2? Debug only. Yes, see, so you see the size of my list is 2. I hope you're following so far and you're feeling comfortable with this. Now after size, now what we're going to see is the collection empty. So now you want to know if your list is empty or it has items in it. So to check if your list is empty or not. So first thing first, this is when you check your list is empty or not, what the output is going to be is, if the list is empty, then it will say true, and if it is not empty, then it's going to be false. So like I told you before, if it's true or false, the data type is going to be Boolean. Okay, so Boolean check val. Let's say we have a check val Boolean variable. Now that variable is going to be the answer of account holder is empty. So now this function will check if the account holder is empty. If it's empty, true will be the value which will come here, which is equated to check val. And so if it's true, then what happen is check value variable will be true. And now system.debug is my list empty. So is our list empty right now? No, we have two people in the list, so it's going to be false. So let's see what false is. Debug only. See, it's false. We have 2 items in the list. And now say suppose I am clearing the list here. Account holder dot clear. Now I've cleared the list, and then now after that I'm checking. So let's go ahead and see. So always I encourage you, when you learn something, try both these cases. See, is my list empty? True, because our list is empty, we just cleared it. So you test yourself, keep coming up with ideas, keep checking, if we can do this, if we can do that. You just don't have to follow me. Once you learn this, like you remember just now we saw one, and then we tried with the code storm, and then we understood no, Tom is not possible, only values you can give. So when you keep overcoming such kind of errors, you keep getting better. So when you try something, try the functions first, and then keep trying the plus and the minus, both ways of the function. Okay, now that'll get you to a better position and better knowledge of the coding. So account holder, so we're just gonna undo the clear because we want some items in the list, and then I think we're done with the basic. Okay, so now let's add some more value to the list. One more fun. Account holder dot add. I'm sorry. Add angel. Angel, and then account holder dot add Venus. Account holder dot add Venus. Okay, so now we're going to check if the list. Okay, now let's just output our new list. System.debug new list. And then we're going to check. Our new list is Tom, Tim, Angel, Venus, and Venus. So now what next function we're going to see is to check if. So now we've only we're just making an example. I am showing you a video, or you're just learning with examples. But when you are in a real time in an organization, and say you're an employee of a bank or a university teacher, if you're a class teacher and you have like 100 students in each division, and then you're going to have like a set list of so many students' names, and you just can't keep scrolling and checking for each name, or you just want to find out if there's a student called Angel in the class. So to check if the list contains a particular item, say we're going to check if the list has someone named Angie, Angie. Okay, so what will be is we're going to check account holder. Okay, first thing first, when it comes to check, it is always going to be true or false. And when it's true or false, we need, see, account holder dot contains is the function. I did explain before, but I just feel I haven't explained enough. Or account holder dot contains Angie. This is the function. So account holder dot contains Angie, yes. So it's going to be, the answer is going to be true. Now what is the point? We need to display it. So system dot debug contains Angie. Asking, does it contain student Angie? And then we want the output. Now what do we give? Plus what? If we give the account holder's name, only the list is going to be displayed. So what we do is we equate it to a variable. We equate it to a variable name. Okay, so now this variable name, what type of variable is it going to give? Because the answer is going to be either true or false, this variable is going to be a Boolean variable. Okay, so Boolean variable name. So then you want to show if it contains the name Angie, then what you give is plus variable name, and then semicolon, execute, unexpected token variable name. We made a spelling mistake somewhere. VARIAB. Yeah, we didn't give a semicolon here. Execute. So debug only, and false contains student Angie. It should be true. So let's go and check. We didn't give a name Angie, so it is actually false. We only have an angel, so let's change it to Angel. Then you are going to get true. So we have an angel, we don't have an Angie. Perfect. And then let's see if we have Venus. We have two Venuses. Venus. Debug. True, we have Venus. So now we're done with the functions of so what we saw is declaring, add to the list using add function, and to the map it is put function. To retrieve a value from the list you put get function, and to set a value in a particular position you do a dot set. Removing all variables, clear function, removing a particular value, remove function. Remove and you give the index number. Length of the list, size, is the collection empty, is empty function. To check if the collection contains a particular value, you do contains function. Now next is these two are for the map. So now for the set, it's going to be the same. For the set, to get in the set, you will give the in quotes what you want to get. So let's go, and I'm going in depth. The video is getting longer, but I want you to understand, so I'm anyways going further and showing you the same. So we have this for the list, right? Now we're going to make it set. So for set, it's going to be, everything is going to be same. What you do is you put set instead of the list. So now your account holder has become a set. So it cannot have, remember when it's a set, no duplicate value, okay? Or if you even have duplicate value, it's not going to be on the set. So we have Tom, Jim, Tim. Now system debug list. Now you want to retrieve. So here comes the trick. Now you want to retrieve an item in your set. You know there is no index for set. There is no index for set. So what happens is when you want to retrieve an item from the set, what you do is get, then you give in double quotes, single quotes, Tom, and then you give. So let's just see. Let's execute and see. I'm going step by step, okay? So this makes this comment, all those method does not exist. It's string. What did we do wrong? Account holder dot add Tom, Jim, Tim. So we added to the set. Okay, now system dot debug. My set is account holder. It should come. It shouldn't have any error. Oh, this we did not. Okay, mistake is here. I'm gonna make all of that 2 comments. Okay, so let's see now. We only have, so our code is only this much. Okay, so set string account holder, new set, and add. We've added, and we're going to see our set. So this is your set, Jim, Tim, Tom. And then now you want to retrieve an item. String dupe name, or better yet, you guys try this as an assignment, and then in the comments I will actually type down the function of the set and keep it, so that you know, I don't have to waste so much of time again repeating the same thing, explaining it to you. But dupe name, I'm going to finish this and then skip, and I'm just going to explain. Okay, dupe name equal to account holder dot get Tom. Let's just go ahead and see what will come if we put 2. Yeah, that cannot be correct. I think for set it does not work. What works? Great. Okay, so this is part of the thing I want you to check as an assignment and then do it, because I don't want to waste time over there right now. I'm going to put the paste details there. So next is I'm going to show you map. Map to important things. Let me just go grab my map. Yes, So we have our map here. Okay, so my map string is a string map. My map is new map string, and then to that my map I've put hd101 Tom, hd102 Tom, let's say John, then let's say this is Tim, this is Lee, this is Kim. So 1 2 3 4 5. Now we saw all the variation of this. If we put 4 and 4, one of it won't be displayed. System.debug my map contains, and then we're going to execute it, and we're going to see debug only. So Tom, John, Tim, Lee, Kim. So we see the map now. Now I only want the keys to see. I want to see the keys alone, which means I want to only see the account number. No, what is that? The ID, account employee ID. So for that, what I do is I'm going to this was the example which we discussed. Yes, this was the example which we discussed, but I don't think okay, so anyways, let's just go ahead. This example we discussed. So the first one is string, correct? So I'm going to declare a variable string key names, key value, key set, not key set, key val, okay? And then key val is equal to my map dot key set. Now system dot debug my key set is plus key val, and execute. Yeah, that was a silly mistake. I'm sorry. I was a little bit distracted. So now what we're going to retrieve this is going to be a set, correct? This is a set. So how we define keyval is going to be a set data type, set string keyval equal to new set string set string and semicolon. So now your key val variable is a string set, and now we're going to execute it. Debug only. So do you see your key set? 1 2 3, only the keys have come. Now same way you're going to display the value, so it's going to be same thing, but your set is, this is a list, correct? So your set variable is going to be list variable, and let's say value is going to be a list, and value is equal to my map dot, instead of key set it is values function. So my value set is, well, let's execute. Spelling mistake, LIST. Always make sure you write the correct spelling to avoid errors. and debug. So you see values is Tom, John, Tim, Lee, Kim. So this is how you retrieve your key and your value set, and then you do have way to display just 1, 2, 3 individually in a single line. I am assuming you know for loop by now for each loop, and I'm going ahead and explaining. The video is already exceeding time limit, and I do have other works now pending. So for loop, I'm assuming you guys know for loop, otherwise once you know for loop, come back to this and then it'll make sense. So for now I'm using a for each loop, and I want to transverse each item in the list, okay, and each item in the set separately. So for the first is string, right? For string, say new name not equal to codes. This is a for each loop. I'm sure you're aware of for each loop. So for string new name is from my map, and then I want system dot debug id is plus new name. Okay. Well, I'm just feeling guilty because I haven't explained this for list and I'm going directly. So I'm just going to for string name is my map, and the string ID system dot id is new name, and no, I think I'll cover this for the next session. So this is all the video is. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope you understood what I was trying to tell through the collections, and I made it simpler for you. So if you have any questions regarding the video or anything I mentioned, you think you have more questions on that, you can email me on krish13.salesforce.com, salesforce@gmail.com. And if you have any other questions or you need any help with any material or anything, please don't hesitate to ask. Thank you so much, and thank you. Bye bye.